Please read the disclaimer. XRP holders, it could be finally over. Plus, Clarity Act update, what's happening with the US government, and Ripple just tapped into trillions of dollars. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. Hopefully you're doing good. Right now, XRP is sitting at $1.36, but we'll get to XRP and XRP price action in just a second. I want to start out with the potential terms in a final draft of Iran-US agreement. The terms are like this. And by the way, last night, the stock market was doing right? So talking about the S&P 500 yesterday, there were many stocks that were just going bananas. By the way, if you want to check that out, we do have the new stock channel. So if you're interested in stocks, I'm telling you, you got to be interested in stocks too, because the stock market has been going bananas lately. I know a lot of you are like in the comment section, well, I'm not really interested in this. Be interested, guys. There's always opportunities to make money. And even yesterday, the index was kind of slow, but there were so many assets that were going bananas yesterday. So there's always opportunity, right? The S&P 500 was okay, right? The NASDAQ was okay, but there was so many assets that were up 15, 16, 20%. So there was a lot of movement last night. That's why it's so important to be very diversified. But the S&P 500 specifically popped up here after this news came out about the potential agreement. And so this is where we are right now. Immediate and uncomprehensive ceasefire on all fronts. All parties mutually agreed to refrain from targeting infrastructure. Freedom of navigation in the Persian Gulf and the Strait is guaranteed under a joint monitoring mechanism. Sanction will be gradually lifted in exchange for Iran's compliance with these terms. Negotiations on outstanding issues will begin with a maximum of 7 days, and Iran's president is leading efforts to restrain the IRGC from overstepping on political and diplomatic policymaking. The agreement is expected to be announced within the next few hours. So far, we haven't seen an agreement announced, but it will be very interesting to see over the next few days. Remember, President Trump said that he would make a decision by maybe the weekend, maybe next week. It is Memorial Day on Monday, so it's kind of like a short week next week. For those, by the way, doing the stock market trading, it's a long weekend. Only on Tuesday will you be able to trade there. But of course, crypto is 24/7. And we do have a Clarity Act update. Remember, guys, I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's some things that are maybe more good, maybe more concerning here in this video, maybe a little bit more ugly. We'll get to those in just a second. The current situation is that the Senate will go home until June, leaving the reconciliation bill unfinished, right? And Eleanor says this means Clarity Act will now be competing for floor time in June with the reconciliation, FISA, as well as the housing bill that passed in the House this week. The reality of whether the Senate can get two major pieces of legislation done amid time constraints and competing priorities is beginning to set in. And the question of whether one will inevitably slip into July is now being asked. There are 4 working weeks in June and then just 3 in July before the August recess. Now, a lot of people are talking about the July 4th deadline, like that the president wants on July 4th to announce we got the Crypto Act through, the Clarity Act through. It's getting a higher probability that that date is kind of iffy. We'll see. We'll see. Again, this is maybe the concerning or the ugly, right? That we could have competing bills on the floor, and it could delay the Clarity Act. So this is a situation that we need to monitor going forward. Right now, the crypto fear and greed index is at 28. So we're not too fearful. We're not too greedy right now in the crypto market. There's not a lot of action that's going on. Like, it's kind of boring, to tell you the truth. I know. And listen, I know that you guys don't, the ones that watch me daily and the ones that, watch me on the way to work or wherever you're watching me, you don't really care about the price action, but the price action is important for the interest of the people, right? And so, yes, we want price action. Does it really matter? No. Short term, it doesn't matter right now. If XRP was sitting at $2, would you be more happy? Probably not, right? I'll tell you the truth. Probably not. You wouldn't be happier. Your life would maybe be less stressful, but you wouldn't be happier. Okay. So that's the current situation that we are right now, just from a price action standpoint of view. Before we get to more Ripple and XRP more related things, I just wanted to bring this. And for that, I just want to remind you that this video is for educational purposes, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Very, very important. So right now, the Trump administration is investing $2 billion into quantum computing companies and will receive equity stakes in return. So remember, they invested in Intel. Now they're investing in IBM and in chip maker GFS and others. And Trump's next big bet is on quantum computing. Now, why this could be bad for the crypto market? Because we know that there's been these fear articles coming out over the past few years of how Bitcoin is not quantum. What's the word I'm looking for? That potentially quantum computing could crack the RSA cryptography that is part of the Bitcoin protocol. And so that has scared a lot of people. There are efforts right now that are ongoing to make Bitcoin quantum safe. XRP, by the way, is significantly better against quantum computing to break it. So we'll see. But again, I think that it's going to be not that hard of a fix. I think that the cryptographers were able to find something more secure. As in the past, they were able to create new cryptography protocols. They'll be able to create stronger ones that will be harder for the quantum computers to crack. Right? Same way they kept getting. There was SHA. There was the Shah, and then there were elliptic curve, and it kept getting better and better. But I did a course on cryptography back in the day in university. That was the first time I heard about Bitcoin. I should have got in then, but I was a broke college student. I think it was like 2011, something like that. And only later did I get a little bit of cash to invest. I was broke living on my parents, right, as a college student does. So it was, and people in the course from the we have like not from the course, but from the engineering, right? We were all together. And there's like a group, and then many times people are like, "Oh, I wish we would have bought Bitcoin back then," but we were all broke. So it will be very interesting to see how this is going to move into the next 10 years or so, because this is getting more hot. Even if you look in the stock market as well, the quantum computing companies are probably going to be popping today after this announcement. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. Now, a little bit more Ripple related content here. Ripple and XRP. Ripple Prime plugs into 7 trillion AUM EDX markets. Ripple has integrated with 7 trillion EDX markets, giving institutions a single gateway to spot and future crypto liquidity. EDX markets is backed by Wall Street giants like Citadel, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, and Goldman Sachs. XRP is moving deeper into Wall Street's crypto rails. And this is good. This is amazing. Yes, right now, XRP's price is not moving, right? XRP is stuck. But we know that over time, XRP has this tendency. If you go back, and I know not a lot of you were holding XRP back in the day, in 2024, when we were talking about XRP and people really weren't interested in, you know what? As I'm thinking now, looking back, the interest right now in XRP, right, when in July, August 24, might be similar to what we're seeing now, which is kind of funny. If I'm thinking back, the videos that we were doing about XRP back then, maybe we're getting around 4,000 or 5,000 views, maybe 3,000 views a video, right? And some of the videos are doing the same right now. And it's kind of funny because right then we were kind of depressed and we were like, oh, they just, the SEC filed an appeal and XRP dropped all the way down to 47 cents. Well, the price action is much better than it was here. And it seems like interest is similar to where we were back then, which is kind of sad. But if you remember, even back then, XRP was going up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit, and it consolidated for a long time until there was a something that sent it, going parabolic there, and it was, of course, Trump winning. Now we could get something similar like this as the Clarity Act as a catalyst. So that's why I'm not too freaked out about the price action right now. Again, things can change. We are at the bottom of the stochastic RSI, so we could see XRP rise a little bit again. But I would be interesting to see what would bring people back. I think I know the answer to that. It would be the price action, XRP, running, and then people will come back and people will be interested. This is just how it is. Investors, they only care for the most part, not you guys. You guys are a different breed, okay? But regular Joes and Janes that are not obsessed about the investing and not obsessed about the crypto market, which is most people, right? If you go outside, most people are not thinking about the stock market and crypto market and investing. That's not what they're doing, okay? They only come when things get hot and heavy. So it is what it is, but good things are happening right now for XRP. And CME Group says that XRP Futures Suite has surpassed 62.8 billion in volume in its first year. Very interesting, right? And we continue to see that people want to trade, people want to come to XRP. XRP just added 4,300 new wallets in the 24 hours, marking the fourth largest net growth spike in 2026, a leading indicator for potential price reversals per sentiment, right? So again, new wallets are being created. XRP is being bought at these levels. By who? Probably by institutions, probably by big money. And who's not interested right now? Retail, right? And this is just how it is. So again, I'm not putting you in retail, you guys that are watching this video. Why? Because I put you a level above or even two levels above because you are still interested in crypto market. You're still interested in XRP, even though it's not popular, right? It's not hot, meaning that you guys are an investor that thinks about the market, wants to know about the market, and is learning about the market, and not someone that's just trying to fly the trend or do what some guru is telling him to do. Again, I'll never tell you to buy, to sell, or to hold because I don't know day to day what the market is going to do. I don't know what Trump's going to say. I don't know what kind of decisions he's going to make to move the markets. And so that's why it's very, very important to understand that. And you have to decide how you want to play this right now and how you want to, go about the current situation in the crypto market. Some people might say that these are the best times to accumulate because there's not a lot of volatility and it's much easier to make the decisions because you can be calm, cool, and collected. Some people say, oh, I like, to doing it when it's dropping. I like only adding when it's on a good run. There was an investor that I followed for a while who's very successful. He says, I like to get on, the second floor and get out at the penthouse. So he says, I only go into assets that are with momentum and I start a small position and I add it and add it and add it and then continue like that. That's a tactic as well. Again, there's all kinds of tactics. There's all kinds of things that have worked for some people, work for other people. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you get unlucky. And this is just how it is. Every single asset is different. Every single journey is going to be different. And we'll see how everything plays out for XRP in the next coming days. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, to the regular XRP Moneymaker channel, and you keep coming back to see my beautiful face, what are you doing? We've had like a drop off because I think YouTube is cleaning out some of the bots. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if suddenly people were unsubscribing just because they're not interested in crypto anymore. It could be. I understand that these lulls are hard again. But if you are subscribe, and then I'll be on your subscription page so you don't miss out on new videos and you say, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Sometimes people will be like that in the comment section. If you got me on the subscription page and you got me with the notification bell on, you won't miss out on anything. So make sure to do that right now. And of course, you can drop a comment, 8 for infinity and beyond. And don't forget to smash the like button. It's really, really important for the YouTube algorithm. And it helps, YouTube, maybe it's being pushed down. I don't know what's going on, right? Like I said, we're back to where we were 2 years ago, which is kind of wild, just on XRP interest. So again, if you smash the like button, it really helps out. And then the algorithm will know that you like this kind of video and maybe other people will be interested as well. And maybe that helps XRP, who knows, right? Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.